Hello everybody. I hope you all are doing fine. So my today's topic for discussion is person-centered therapy or client-centered therapy. Previously, client-centered therapy was known as non-directive therapy. So non-directive means allowing the client to be the focus of the therapy session without the therapist giving any suggestion, implementing any strategies or activities. So this theory was put forwarded by Carl Roger between the year of 1940 and 1950. Carl Roger was born on 8 January 1902. He was one of the founding members of humanistic psychology, who coined the term person-centered therapy. The key idea of the person-centered therapy was that the client knew how to self-heal. So the idea was that the client had an innate capacity to find their own solutions, and the therapist was there just to support them in order to go through this situation or circumstances. So the basic assumption of the client-centered therapy was that people are essentially trustworthy. They have a vast potential for understanding themselves and resolving their own problem without direct intervention on the counselor part, and they are capable of self-directed growth. So from the beginning, Roger emphasized that the attitude and the personal characteristics of the counselor, as well as the quality of client and counselor relationship, are the prior determinant of the outcome of the therapeutic process. He also consistently regulated that a secondary position also matters, that is, the counselor's knowledge of the theory and techniques. So here the thing is that they believe that the client had the capacity for self-healing. So they come up with their own solution or own strategies in order to solve the problem on their own. So rather there are other theories who places the therapist first as a most powerful agent for a change to occur. But in the client-centered therapy, the client plays the role or a vital role by coming up with their own solutions. So here Carl Roger revolutionized the field of psychotherapy by proposing this therapy, because this theory is only centered to the client as a primary agent for constructive self-change. So Carl Roger was a humanistic psychologist, which means that he believed that one should study the whole, not just the part. So he believed that a client is the one who knows what have caused him harm, or what problem are crucial to him, and what direction to go to, and what experience had been deeply buried. So he believed that this theory could be applied to all the interactions, including relationship, marriage, parenting, education, and social interactions. So now coming to the purpose of this approach or the person-centered therapy. First is that Roger rejected the deterministic nature of psychoanalysis and behaviorism. So he believed that we as a people act the way we do because we perceive the situation or the circumstances in that particular way. He also believed that that is the second point, is that the client and the counselor are equal. He did not think that the counselor is superior and the clients are inferior. He believed that the client should be in control over their own session and the counselor should give them guide along their journey. So Roger discovered that he had obtained better result by listening to the client and allowing them to be in control of their own treatment, which path they choose to take in. So in person-centered therapy, we as a counselor should reflect what the client have stated to us. So we should help them to place the pieces of the puzzle together in order to dive them or to help them dive into their experiences and emotions. So this would allow them to better understand what they have stated to us. So it means that this will help the client to better understand their problem and coming to their solution by their own. So this therapy also allows the counselor to provide the client a better or comfortable environment to share their problem, and they feel as they are in control. So now coming to the goals of person-centered therapy. First is that it provides a safe climate contributing to the client's self-exploration. It means that this session or the therapy gives the client a safe environment where they could share their problem without any fear or any hesitation. So they can recognize the blocks that had come in between their growth, and can experience the aspect of the self that they were formerly denied or distorted. Third is that it enables the client to move toward openness, greater trust in their self, and willingness to be in a process and increase aliveness. It means that it helps the client to move towards openness, means that to be more open about their fear or the problem they are facing, and they should trust themselves and to be a part of this process. Third is that finding meaning in life and experience life fully. So every individual have should try to find meaning in life, means that they should know, or they should think what they want to do in future and experience the life fully as they go. Fourth is that to become more self-directed. So next is that Roger hypothesized certain points. So Roger hypothesized that a significant positive personality change does not occur aspect in the relationship. So the hypothesis he have put forwarded is basically unchanged to this day. So the first is that two persons are in psychological contact. The second, the first person, that is the client, is in a state of congruence, being vulnerable or anxious. Second, the counselor is the congruent or the genuine in a relationship. Fourth, the counselor should experience unconditional positive regard for the client. Fifth, the counselor experiences an empathetic understanding of the client's internal frame of references and endeavor to communicate their experiences to the client. So during 1950s and 1960s, Roger and his associate or his colleagues continued to test the underlying hypothesis of person-centered therapy by conducting extensive researches. So on both the process and as well as the outcome of the therapy. So interestingly, he found that he tried to find or found that people go for the best possible ways in order to solve their problem, and studied the quality of the client counselor relationship as a catalyst leading to a personality change. So now let's talk about the key factor of this therapy. So in the early years of this approach, the client rather than the counselor determined the directions of the goal of the therapy, and the counselor role was to help the client clarify those feelings. So much of the work was placed on the client. So later a shift from clarification of the feeling to the focus of the client lived experience took place. So many of the Rogers hypotheses were confirmed, and there were strong evidences for the value of therapeutic relationship and the client resources for successful therapy. So Roger believed that unconditional positive regard, empathy, congruence, genuine support were the key factor for person-centered therapy. So now, what is unconditional positive regard? So unconditional positive regard is a basic acceptance or support of the person. So regardless what the person says or he does. So how does it work actually? So the therapist accept and support the client whether he is expressing good emotion or behavior or bad ones. So you just need to earn his trust basically. So empathy means understanding accurately what the client is feeling, that is stepping into his or her shoes. Congruence means the therapist is genuine and authentic. towards the client. So there should be a transparency between the client and the counselor. So he also believed that the therapist should be non-judgmental and supportive and accepting. He believed that a counselor should support and allow the client to lead discussion on their own. He believed that Roger believed that the therapist should listen to the client and restate several other things they had said back to them and allow them truly hear what they have said and also allow them to experience it differently.